what does that look like, especially as a recording artist? And the majority of artist income comes from traveling and doing shows. Now, granted, there probably aren't going to be shows in the ways that we remember them being. It's just never going to be the same. But at the same time, it's like there are going to be artists out here who are traveling all around the country, all around the world, who are popping, like doing shows. I mean, we already see a little bit of that. And then, you know, who am I or any other artist to sit there scared and in the coffers? Oh man, I can't take that vaccine, and I can't travel, and I can't do nothing else. So you know, I'm just gonna wait it out. And like, how long can you wait until it goes from being smart to being foolish? So I think that there's a fine line to walk, and at a particular point in time, and I don't know what that timeline looks like, it's going to start teetering more so towards foolishness. Yeah. Not taking that vaccine.
Yeah. I agree. I think just to be clear, neither of us are anti-vaccine. I got all my shots. We have all our vaccines. All our kids got all their shots.
Probably something that I didn't need.
So I'm not anti-vax at all. I'm trying to err on the side of caution because, like you, I'm not trying to be first in line. And fortunately for us, I believe because they're doing it in, what do they call it? Are they calling it tiers or levels or phases? Whatever it is, we're at the bottom because first they're doing all the frontline workers. And thank God for that, because they can get rid of all of the bad vaccines that they created a year ago. And by the time the batches come out for us, they're going to be nice and fresh. So first they're giving it to all the frontline workers. Shout out to all the frontline workers working hard and doing all that they do on a daily basis to keep everyone safe and trying their best to save all of these lives that are unfortunately suffering and dying from COVID. So they're getting the vaccine first, and then I believe it's the elderly and people who have other conditions, and then us who are the youth and underneath, we're getting it last. So inevitably we're going to get it, and fortunately we're going to be on the latter end of people who receive it. But whether or not one should get it, especially as an artist, personally, I think that you're right, you should, because artists have to travel. And if you're not, this is currently the only way that we have to protect ourselves from the virus. Right. And it would be foolish to book a world tour from coast to coast, sea to shining sea,
right? And then somebody
and not have the vaccine.
Then some little kid comes up to you, sir, I love your music. COVID.
Dropped off the package.
right. Done dropped that package off in your whole little situation.
Yeah, so I think it would be foolish to think that you could go and do like a 30-day world tour with no vaccine, and you're interacting with fans, doing meet and greets and getting on and off tour buses, and private jet or no private jet, like you're going to be exposed to so many different environments and germs that there is a very high likelihood that if you're not vaccinated, you're not going to be able to leave COVID free.
And let me detour for a second and talk about private jets. Let's stop the cap. Because we all know, I mean, I see, why does everybody's private jet have the same interior?
You're so petty.
Because you don't own that private jet.
Yes.
So yes, you are susceptible to COVID as well, because your peanut butter interior private jet looks like so-and-so's peanut butter interior private jet, and the TV just so happens to be in the same position, and somehow you manage to have the same servers. Like at a certain
now, Matt B, why you gotta call people out? Now you hurting people's feelings again.
If
you hurting the feelings.
If you out here fraudy, you out here fraudy. If you out here using Jet Set or some other, man, I just shameless plug to them. That's not even
you
like
mean Jet Suite.
Yeah. There we go. See, look, I'm tweaking. You see? Can you tell I don't fly private?
He wait until he get that private jet money so he could buy his own jet. That's what
you feel me? Because I ain't renting nobody's private jet. That's for sure.
Man,
but anyway, that's a whole side note.
You were saying?
Yeah, just with COVID in general, like, you know, it doesn't matter if you if you fly private or you flying on the major airlines. I mean, obviously, if you are flying on the major airlines, it heightens the likelihood of you getting COVID versus, you only have 5 or 6 people. But then again, that's debatable also because it's a smaller cabin.
Yeah.
And you can't really trust everyone, even people who you're in that you're around. Like, you don't know who else they've been around. So I mean, it's just a really sticky situation. And then at the same time, most people who fly private, they're traveling a lot.
Yeah, they are.
And they're
all over the world
so
too.
it's a higher likelihood that they're going to encounter a super spreader.
Yeah.
In which case, once again, that's why it's so important that you do get the vaccine when the time is right.
And let's also put this on the table, because they're private jet flying or flying commercial. People are literally going through the airlines, or not the airlines, going through TSA and these airports saying, no, I don't have COVID. No, I've never tested positive, knowing that they're positive. No, I'm not exhibiting any symptoms. I don't have a fever. I haven't had a fever in the past 2 years.
Right.
And having symptoms and coughing and sore throat and all types of other symptoms of COVID, and literally lying, saying that they don't, saying that they haven't been exposed to someone, and saying, oh, well, I was exposed to my aunt who had COVID, but I won't tell them that because I feel fine today. Even though that was 2 days ago, I feel fine.
Right.
So knowing that there are people who are being irresponsible and still traveling despite being exposed, despite testing positive and hiding their diagnosis or whatever may have you, we have to be smart and say, okay, people are going to be lying their asses off just so that they can still go and do their day to day and get from point A to point B. So I have to protect myself.
Right.
And we also have to protect ourselves, not only for our own health, but for the health of our family and the health of our little ones.
Right.
And for the health of everyone else on our team. Like, as an artist who's traveling and touring and trying to continue their career in some way, shape, or form due to COVID, like, you have to think about every aspect of these decisions. And I think it's important to still get the vaccine, just maybe not this first batch.
Or maybe not the second one either.